morning, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Desmos, and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality, and I talk about personal and self-development. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us. Give us a like, share the video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. So I've been hearing a message since yesterday in my head, and the message has been like, as you pierce through the veil, as you pierce through the veil, as you pierce through the veil. Then I knew that I think I have to do a video about this. I knew that definitely I've got to do a video about as you pierce through the veil. I don't know who needs to hear this. But this morning I noticed that actually there is so many people who are waking up, So there's a lot of people who are waking up. They're starting to see the truth for what it is. You see, gone are the days when you used to be the person behind the, when you used to be the audience. You know what I mean? So there were people who were there on the big screen, out there on the big screen. They were playing the games, they were turning the tables and everything. You were behind watching. So as you pierce through the veil, it's like now the curtains are drawn, and finally you're able to come to the stage yourself. You yourself are able to come to the stage, and you're able now to see for the very first time what exactly have these people been doing. You see, because when you were in the audience before, so many things weren't making sense. It's like you would see people like they are doing some tricks. It's like watching it. Let me give you an example, guys. It's like watching a magician. You go to a show, those magic shows, and you're watching a magician. And then those magicians, they are playing around with the handkerchiefs, and then they are playing around. You're seeing things coming out of their hearts and everything. And you're in the audience, you're watching these magicians, and then you're thinking in your head, how are these guys doing this? You're wondering, how are these guys able to do this? How are they able to perform and pull these tricks? And then all of a sudden, what happens now? You come, for the very first time, you come to the stage, and now you're starting to look inside their hearts, and maybe sometime now for the first time you're seeing, oh, actually, it's most likely these birds you saw jumping out of their hearts, they were already placed there by some coincidence. So now you're starting to see all the tricks behind the illusions that you've been watching when you're in the audience, if that makes sense. That's the best example I would give you guys. So as you pierce through the veil, there is things that start to make a lot more sense to you. So you're starting to see people, you know what I mean? I remember waking up those days. And again, when I'm talking about as you pierce through the veil, I'm also talking about waking up. So I remember those days waking up. And then afterwards, I watched that movie, The Matrix. You know what I mean? So I had watched The Matrix before, in those days when it was first released, back in the days. So those days I watched that movie again. I had the chance to watch the movie again. And then this time I was like, okay, now I get it. So for the first time I was like starting to understand what that movie was all about. On a very deep level, I was starting to see what exactly those guys were talking about when they're talking about the Matrix. So you see, guys, what you have to know, guys, is waking up is scary. You know what I mean? I woke up those days, then I was like, I had to make a choice. You know what I mean? So the reason why I've given you the example of the movie is like I had to make a choice. So I had to choose whether I wanted to stay in the sleep mode, whether I wanted to go back to sleep, because I remember those days I was very overwhelmed by the things I would see. You know what I mean? When it came to things like the life I'd always been living behind the veil, a lot of things were starting to make sense. Now, for the very first time, I was starting to see a lot of things which even sometimes would shock me, and I would even sometimes think I wouldn't have seen most of those things. So I was like, I should have stayed where I was. You know what I mean? Those were the first thing that came to my mind when I woke up. So I was like, should I actually have stayed where I was? Because I would see things that actually would shock me and freak the hell out of me. So it wasn't very comfortable. And I was like, do I need to keep on this journey? Should I keep on going on and on and on and waking up more? Or do I just need to go back and sleep and stay where I've been, and continue being used by people, manipulated and abused and all those kind of stuff? So I made a choice, and I was like, no. I'm going to keep on waking up. because now I can see a lot of things making more sense to in my life. So I'm going to keep on waking up and getting enlightened and elevating myself to the next level. So that is the same thing that is going to happen to a lot of guys out there who are waking up as well. So when you're waking up, you're piercing through the veil. For the very first time you're coming to the stage, you are seeing a lot of tricks. You're seeing a lot of people. Guys, you're going to see a lot of people, and those people, to your surprise, you will also notice that those are the people that you have been involved with for a very big chunk of your life. Most of those guys actually have been even sleeping with them. A lot of you guys every now and then we've talked about narcissistic abuse, and you guys already know that the narcissists, they have already been playing behind your back. Sometimes even in front of you, they have been manipulating you and abusing you without you having to know it. You know what I mean? So they have been always keeping a secret that they were narcissists. They were abusing you and you didn't know anything about it. But now you're piercing through the veil. You're starting to wake up. You understand that you have been involved with, these a lot of these demons. You can now see them. All their masks, the masks have started sleeping. I remember those days I was waking up and I was like, wow. Guys, let me tell you something. I was waking up those days and I would look left, I would look right. And anywhere I looked, it was almost too good to believe. Anywhere I looked, left or right, north or south, I would see a mask slip. I would look somewhere, I would see a mask slip. Guys, it was unbelievable. And sometimes when you're telling people about waking up, people don't understand what is waking up. You know. So a lot of people, when you're telling them about waking up, they may try to compare waking up to just getting up out of your bed and waking up out of bed and going out there to live that life you've always been. But guys, when you're waking up, so it's like you're starting to uncover a lot of people around you, and for the very first time, you're starting to see a lot of people for who they are. And guys, sometimes it's very uncomfortable. It's extremely uncomfortable, actually, because you see, when the veil has been lifted and then all of a sudden you see your wife, that woman that you've been involved with, you've married for so many years, maybe that husband you've been with for 10 years, I don't know how many. And then now you're seeing that particular person is the demon. Guys, is very scary, Number one, is very scary and it's very, very overwhelming, you know what I mean? So then now you're thinking that how much of the lies have you been taking, If you guys have been married for maybe 10 years, I don't know, 20 years, you're thinking in your mind, how much of the lies have you been taking? Have you been taking for as long as you've been involved with those individuals? Because now you can see the mask. The mask is sleeping, They cannot hold the mask. Let me tell you something. When a person has awakened, in whichever situation it is, you cannot hold the mask for much longer in your face. That mask has got to sleep. For some reason, you know what I mean? Because I think I told you guys before that when you wake up, it's like you have you glowing. It's like you're shining more brighter than you used to do before. You know what I mean? There is no curtain you cannot there is no veil you cannot what do they call it? There's no lies you cannot uncover, and there's no veil you cannot lift. Everything that is in front of you, it doesn't matter, people, places, things, you can dissect everything accurately. Well, sometimes it may not be accurate in the beginning, but as you go on, you're going to notice that actually you can now dissect all the information around you accurately, because remember, again, you're waking up. It will usually be unbelievable, guys. Some of these demons, they will know. I remember I did a video those days and I said, as you wake up, the narcissist will know. The narcissist, they will know. I remember trying to wake up from a dysfunctional family, and then there were some individuals, they were like, oh, you're crazy, you're crazy, this and that. So a lot of people, they will not understand that I was waking up, you know what I mean? Because you see, a lot of people, they're used to that version of you that wouldn't see their BS and the nonsense they were doing behind your back. So a lot of people, they were comfortable to that stage where you were, you were sleeping. They would come around and do this and do that, say whatever it is they wanted to say. It was making them very, very comfortable. That is what they wanted you to be, you see. But when you wake up, I remember the family, they were telling me those days, I remember the siblings. that I was crazy. You know what I mean? You're crazy. You probably should go and seek help and the things like that. You know what I mean? So I couldn't well explain myself because it wasn't my responsibility to explain myself. You know what I mean? Because even if I tried to explain myself, nobody would understand. So what I did, I just continued going the other way because I knew even if I sit down with them and explain, they will never understand anyway. So a lot of you guys waking up, this is going to be the similar scenarios you're going to see on a daily basis. You know what I mean? So you're going to see people coming around, they will tell you you're crazy because now for the first time you're questioning them, you are seeing what they are doing. The BS is unbelievable, guys. That BS is unbelievable. It's like you can see everybody naked. You know what I mean? Without clothes. You can see everybody. Guys, it doesn't matter who they are. Your fathers, your children, a lot of even sometimes your children. For the very first time you can discover even sometimes your children, your own personal children, probably they are narcs, they are psychos, they are demons. You can see everything, you know. So as you pierce through the veil, you expect a lot as well. You know what I mean? As you pierce through the veil, you should also expect a lot to come to you. You know what I mean? You're never going to stay, our life is never going to be the same. That is something I want to let you know in this video, that if you're the guys out there who are waking up, you should also come to the discovery that life is never going to be the same. You know, a lot of things will change. Your life will start to be ego-free. You know what I mean? So, because I've told you guys, as you start becoming authentic, you also drop the mask. You know what I mean? It's like you decide to live authentically. You know what I mean? You no longer like to live. You no longer like to live the life for the masses. You know what I mean? You don't live for the crowds. You live individually, independently, and authentically, and unapologetically. So you're going to start doing things that you've always wanted to do. You'll discover sometime yourself. You're moving to new heights. It's like every single day you're discovering something new, and whatever it is that you're discovering also is also something what is helping you to propel you and to move you again towards the best version of yourself. You're going to see your life elevating to a certain degree. So if I tell you that when I woke up in 2019, if I tell you that I knew what was going to happen now, I would be lying to you. You know what I mean? But then at the end of the day, I would just see something like there was a force. You know, sometimes you will see as a chosen ones. Chosen ones, I don't know if you guys are chosen ones. You know, you will sometimes feel that there is this force helping you. You know, you will feel that there's a force helping you. I have about 400 plus videos on YouTube. And when you ask me how things happened when I was doing the first, or even sometimes the 5th video, the 6th video, I wouldn't tell you that I knew where I got the courage, number one, where I got the guts, to do what I was doing that time. Because remember, guys, those days I was just waking up from narcissistic abuse. I don't know where I got the courage those days to start talking about, to start making videos and talking on camera. It was very, very challenging for me. But I noticed that for some reason, there was like this force helping me. You know what I mean? You feel like something is helping you. You don't know what it is. You know what I mean? But of course, eventually, you will then notice that actually there is this, there's a divine, there's always, these birds are so loud. Quiet. So then you will notice now that there is a divine protection around you. It has always been there, just because you weren't able to see it, but it has always been there, a divine protection around you and some kind of a divine guidance. It's like from day to day, you have been guided to a certain direction, to do something, and for some reason you was able to execute all those tasks. So you'll see your life moving to a positive direction. And whatever it is happening to you guys, I want to tell you something very important. Whatever it is you see happening around you, you have got to allow the flow to happen. Your intuition speaks to you, allow it. You feel guidance towards a certain direction, you go. You want to do something, you do it. You know what I mean? I did not know where I was going. I've told you guys, I did not know what direction I was supposed to take, almost like since end of 2019. But right now, it's more clear to me that, oh, now I know where I want to go. You know what I mean? I know my purpose, finally. So a lot of you guys waking up, it will be challenging as well. You may sometimes see yourselves considering going back to sleep. I know some people personally that I've been hearing around, sometimes seeing around, sometimes they wake up and they're like, no. Whatever it is they are seeing now at that moment of waking up, it's like it's too much for them and it's very, very overwhelming. So what they do, they just go back to sleep. They go back to, at least even temporarily, because they're like, it is so unbelievable. They go back to sleep for a while. And then eventually, of course, because like I've said, guys, when you wake up, there's no going back. A lot of people, they will try to close their eyes and pretend, oh, they have not seen it. It's not what they wanted to see. I can't believe these birds. Look at them. They just showed up all of a sudden and started making noise here. All right. So it will be unbelievable, guys, to notice that you're waking up and you're seeing a lot of things you don't want to see. You will sometimes run away from the truth. You will try to run away from the truth. You'll be like, no. This is not what I was expecting behind the curtains, behind the veil. Then sometimes you want to go back to sleep, but eventually you're still going to notice that I've got to go back and continue this journey because there is something much more interesting behind that veil. You know what I mean? So as you pierce through the veil, chosen ones, it's very important to know that allow things to change, and allow yourself to lose a lot of people. Because you remember, guys, when you're waking up, it's like the dead weight has also got to go. So when you're waking up, you've been dealing with a lot of dead weight all your entire life. A lot of Decepticons, a lot of cheaters, a lot of manipulators, a lot of thieves, But now you're waking up and you're seeing everything, and now you're starting to protect yourself. You guard yourself and making the right decisions for yourself. So a lot of people will not understand your journey, and that's the reason why sometimes you will notice you're going to lose a lot of friends. You know what I mean? Personally, I've lost family as well. I've lost family because I noticed that actually my family, they weren't awakened like me. So they would never see what I see. And sometimes even some of them, they didn't know that I could actually look through them and I could see through them for the very first time in the entire 40 years of my life. I could now see people for who they are. So a lot of people wouldn't understand that I was waking up. So I couldn't sit down explaining all over and over again. I didn't have the guts to just sit down there and keep on explaining to people that, guys, I'm waking up and this is what is happening. I remember telling some of the friends and family that, yes, I was waking up, but nobody knew what was an awakening. Because remember, again, a lot of people around the world, they are bots. They are bots. Their consciousness is turned off. Many of them, they are sleeping. They are part of the system. I've told you guys even sometimes the matrix is the family is part of the matrix. So the family is part of the big illusion. A lot of you guys have been born in these the dysfunctional families. You will notice that actually that your own family has been part of the matrix. They are the ones who have been putting you to sleep under a very, very long spell. Deep sleep and a very big spell. You wake up from that, guys, you're going to lose people. So when you pierce through the veil, there will be people going and living your life. So it will never be the same. And you allow that to happen as well. So you have to understand that you have got to choose whether you want to keep those same people, go through those same patterns, the same abuse, same manipulation, and the same losses that you've been having before, or you want to leave them behind and carry on with your life and live your best life. Because remember, I've told you guys again, waking up also propels you towards a certain direction. And it's also going to, the divine is going to take care of you. You will meet a lot of guys along your journey. Family, soul family. I've told you guys about the soul family. Soul family will come to you as long as you start to find your purpose. You have got to get addicted to finding your purpose. The purpose will not come to you when you're sitting in your living room. You have got to also sometimes improve yourself, put in the work, a little bit of work. I've done the video before about how to find your life purpose. So the life purpose will come to you. When it comes to you, that is exactly when you're going to be able to also find your soul family, because now you're going to be able to seek the people that are seeking you. You know what I mean? You'll be able to talk to the people that understand your language and resonate with people, a lot of people who are in the same boat like you. So a lot of people have been used to the life before that you've been living to. The guys you've been used to for a very long period of time, a lot of them will go. I'll guarantee you guys, a lot of them will go. I'll talk about even sometime 95% of the people that you used to know before, a lot of them will go. Unless there are some of them who are awakened, they can understand where you're going. Those are the guys that are going to stay, but a lot of them, they're going to go. And that's where sometimes it's going to be very overwhelming, because some of the people who are leaving, they're your family members, they're your fathers, they're your mothers. So sometimes you're going to leave people behind. guys, chosen ones. You know, you cannot rise with some people. Some people cannot walk this journey with you, because the journey of evolution and growth is not a journey you're going to walk with the people that you knew. You know what I mean? It's going to be a completely different set of people. The guys that I've talked about, your soul family, those are the individuals that are going to come around with you. They will understand you. They will help you. They will buy your products. They will support you. They will watch your videos. They will support your channel. They will subscribe. But there's nobody you ever think about before that you used to know before, and you're waking up and you started to make big moves for yourself, and you think that they're going to sit around there and support you. So that won't happen. You know what I mean? And you've got to understand that these things are not personal, chosen ones. This is not personal. You're supposed to allow these people to go. They will not be around when you're evolving. Sometimes they will come later on at the end of the journey. You know, because you know some people, they are like that. They want to come down when you're celebrating. You know what I mean? So when you're climbing the mountain, they will be at the base watching you climbing. You know what I mean? So you'll climb alone most of the times. But when you reach up there, that's why you see guys. A lot of guys have been saying that it's usually very lonely at the top. You know what I mean? This journey of evolution sometimes is very scary. You will be climbing and you're looking around, there's nobody around you. You're climbing by yourself. You know what I mean? No family, no friends, nobody supporting you. You climb chosen ones. You will go ahead and climb. And then when you reach at the top, that's when you're going to know that, oh, now you get it. You get it, where all these things started. Why was it very difficult? Why was it very challenging? Why did you have to do it alone? Because it is a journey. You will always, guys, it will be very difficult for you to understand that this journey, you will usually walk it alone. But when you're there, up there celebrating, you reach the peak of the, you start opening up the boxes up there. You reach there, you get the packages coming in, the bags are coming in. You're opening up the bags. That's when you're going to see a lot of these guys. They're going to come out of the closet. You see, a lot of them, they're watching you behind closed doors. They are somewhere watching you. They are sitting down. They are just in the curtains like that. They are watching you. Look at him. Where is he going? You know, they are watching you. They are waiting for the big day when you will start opening up the boxes. You know, the bags have started coming in. You're opening up the bags. You're celebrating. You know, then that's when they're going to call you. Hey, you know, we heard that there's a party going on, so they want to come and celebrate with you. But a lot of those guys didn't climb with you. You know what I mean? So chosen ones, you have to go to know that it's important for you to seek what is seeking you. You know, seek what is seeking you. But this is what I mean. Stick to those things that are in that are in alignment with you, and understand that there is some people who are like you out there. Those people, they're also looking for you. So those are the guys that have said, those are your soul family. They wish you well. They want you to grow. They will support you in your journey. They will never let you be by yourself, because they know they're walking a similar journey like you, so they know where you're going. They will always be around there to support you. You know. So piercing through the veil, chosen ones. It also comes with a lot of challenges with its own challenges. I no longer want to call them challenges, but I would more like to call them like the benefits. You know what I mean? It comes with, when I was beginning this journey, I thought there were challenges, but then now I can see there were the benefits, because now I can see how far I've evolved spiritually, and I continue to evolve each and every single day on a daily basis. So chosen one, this is the same thing that's going to happen to you if you're in a spiritual journey or something like that. People will go, people will stay. You will see the demons. You will declutter, and you will lose a lot of dead weight. You know what I mean? And that's the only time you'll be able to lift off and go higher, reach newer heights, better heights, and also become the best version of yourself. So let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below, guys. I love and appreciate your support. Book a session with me and support and donate to this channel if you want to. All the links are in the description below. I'll get back to you in my next one. Much love and blessings. There's almost signing out. Peace.